Hi, my name is Camille. I was born and raised in the order. I left in 1998, and while I was in the order, I was married. I was a third wife out of four. I did not leave with children. I had fertility problems. There were a lot of, I guess, small instances, small things that happened that kind of led to my decision to leave the order. The biggest uh, thing that happened, though, was the infertility. I think that was the root of the cause of all the other little things. Um, Infertility is a very, very emotional thing to go through for anybody in any situation that somebody is in. But to add on, being in the lifestyle that I was in, where the other wives were having children and I was not able to get pregnant, that was an added pressure to me, along with comments that were said to me that, God wasn't blessing me with a child. Therefore, I must be a bad person, or I must be doing something wrong. I must be disobedient in some place in my life. Just added that pressure. And so I believe that was kind of the big reason why I left. I tried for a short period of time towards the end to be the perfect wife and be so obedient. And those limiting beliefs were still being thrown at me about my value. So therefore I decided to leave that lifestyle. I left because I have an aunt who had left prior to me, that I reached out to and said, "Hey, I need your help." I have a couple of, I guess, older half siblings that had left when I was younger, but I didn't know them. Some of them I didn't even know existed until after I had left. I had no way to get in contact with them. Back in the 90s, it's a different world back then. Um, so I did have this aunt. We kept in contact with her after she had left. She had done our hair, and so I called her up and was like, "Hey, I need your help." And she was happy to help me. I got to live with her for a short period of time. She helped me get on my feet, taught me how to get a job, and just the basics of life that I just wasn't given. So I'm always so grateful for this aunt of mine, and we're still, in contact with each other today. She's great, a great support for me. When I left, I had a friend who had left probably 6 months or so after I left. This friend of mine, we got together and we thought, "Hey, let's go to school. Let's get our GED or high school diploma." I was only able to go to the 8th grade. So she was kind of that person that was like, "Hey, let's do this." And so we tried, and, we went to the local community college, and the first thing they asked for was our transcripts, um, meaning high school transcripts. And I didn't know what that was. And the support that was kind of at the community college at the time, I don't know what happened, but for whatever reason, like, I kind of was, going back to the junior high that I went to, because I was able to go to public school during my time in the order. But I, went to this junior high that I had last attended, and they had no record of me there. It had been so many years. And so my friend and I, we just decided to, throw the towel in, throw in the towel, get, just be done, put that on the back burner. So we kind of gave up on that. And, there just weren't the resources to help us. And after my friend and I had decided to give up on going to school and getting our degree or getting a GED, I got a job. I started working in the medical field, and, doing secretarial work, some administrative work. And I, met some great people, some good friends. And one of my coworkers kind of nudged me into looking at buying a home. And that was one thing that had never crossed my mind. I didn't realize that there were, these abilities that I could do. I wasn't used to that, used to making my own decisions. Anyway, I got connected with a real estate agent, and then I got connected with a mortgage lender. And the three of us became a team and searched for homes. And I finally bought my first home in 2005. And it was so empowering. Prior to that, I had purchased a car on my own without a cosigner. And, every tiny little thing that I have kind of accomplished on my own, where it was building confidence, it was building, this independence that I can do things on my own, and that I do have value to add to, myself and to those around me and to the world in general. And so buying my home for that first home was a really big step in my life. And I often think of that coworker and that little nudge that she gave me to, take that step into home ownership. So after I did buy my home, I was a single mom at the time. So yes, I did end up having children. I have two sons, which I am so grateful for, and they are both such a blessing to me in my life. I love them dearly. But for the majority of my time after the order, I became a single mom. And I decided at one point I wanted to go back to school. I had these two sons I'm trying to provide for, and I wanted a better life for all of us. And I had started gaining that confidence and gaining kind of a direction of where I wanted to take my life. And so I, went back to the community college, and this time I, let them know I don't have transcripts. I never went to high school. I only went to the 8th grade. So they said I could either take a course to get my GED, or I could take some placer tests and place out of that needing a GED, and just go right into my generals. So that's what I did. I took the placer tests, placed right into college, and started taking my generals, and I wanted to get a degree in social work. It was kind of a passion of mine back then because I wanted to help people because I didn't have that help. When I left, anytime I talked to somebody about, whether it was a therapist or anybody, about, well, I'm struggling because of my past, where I grew up and what I was a product of. The most of the help was they wanted to, hear about my story and hear about the details. And they had all these questions about, did you all live in the same house? And I learned really quick that that I wasn't going to get the help I needed because they were just these therapists were really, I guess, curious about my past. So I wanted to be kind of that person that could be there for these future people that were going to trickle out of the lifestyle that I came from, and be that person that understood where they were coming from, maybe the emotional thoughts they were having, and the fears that they had, the insecurities that they were having. Anyway, so I wanted to go back to school. So I started, taking my generals while being a single mom and working full time. And I did this for about a year and a half. And I started seeing a change in my boys, and I didn't like it. I sensed that I needed to be more present in their life. And, discussing it with a really close friend of mine, how can I be more present in their life? And the answer was I needed to put school on the back burner again. And it was a really, really tough decision. It was well thought out, but ultimately my sons were way more important than the education I was going to use to help other people. I think it's really important to help other people, but my sons are mine, and they're only going to be small for a short period of time, and then they're gone. My older son is already out of the house, and I'm so proud of him. And I I do not regret, you know, putting that on the back burner for a period of time. There was also the fact of, that the burden, the financial burden of being a single mom and, not having the funds or even knowing how to get grants or scholarships to help towards my expenses and the different things that come along with college. Um, there were other burdens there that kind of, made me decide to end, my school life for a moment. I do still have a desire to help people. And so a few years ago, I decided to leave the medical world. I felt like I had such a great work ethic, and I've, been really proud of the work I put in and the dedication I have. And I thought I wanted to apply this to something that would fully compensate me for my efforts. So I, took a class, passed that class, and then took the state exam and got licensed to be a mortgage originator. So I'm a mortgage loan originator, or an MLO, and I have really enjoyed that, helping people get into homes and create life-changing opportunities through homeownership has really been such a great thing for me. I reflect back on when I first purchased my home and the confidence that it gave me and the benefits I really received from having that home for myself. I'm still in that home that I purchased, and it's really blessed me and my family all those years to have that stability. So, I think about other people that have left the same lifestyle and how I may not be a therapist. I know there are some out there that have, pushed through and gotten that degree that can help. And I'm grateful for that. And, I think one way that I can give back is to, guide somebody through, getting a mortgage, getting qualified, and seeing that it is a reality that you can achieve your goals. In my business, I kind of focus on that self-employed borrower, the what is it, the 1099 or bank statement loans, different things like that. The small business owner that is really trying to build something for their family. I really like to help them get into a home and see them, expand their life that way. So I would be happy to help anybody. You don't have to be a business owner. I've helped first-time home buyers as well, and different areas. But I do enjoy helping people, accomplish that huge purchase. I want to say though that I am really grateful for the things that I do have. I'm grateful for my sons. I'm happily married to a man who absolutely loves me and takes care of me, and my sons as well, even though he is not their father. He's really been a blessing to my life, to their life, and it's so nice to know what that spouse is, and that love between husband and wife is, and the communication we have, and the respect that we have for one another. And anyway, I'm so grateful for the things that I do have in my life, and thank you for listening.